What's going on, everybody? This is Coach Burk, and I'm here today with your daily dose. Today, we're going to be talking about, are you willing to drop everything to follow Jesus? Are you willing to drop everything to follow Jesus? Come on, we're going to jump into some scripture real quick. This is a story of Jesus and the rich young ruler. So this comes from Matthew 19, verse 21 through 23. And it says this, Jesus answered, "If you want to be perfect, go, sell your possessions and give it to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven. Then come, follow me." When the young man heard this, he went away sad, because he had great wealth. Come on, somebody say great wealth. Then Jesus said to his disciples, "Truly I tell you, it is hard for someone who is rich to enter the kingdom of heaven." So I want to ask you this question this morning is, where do you find your security? Where do you find your security? Is it in relationships? Is it in status? Is it in maybe you're a great sports athlete and so you get a lot of recognition? Maybe you get entitlement and different things given to you because you're a good athlete. I mean, maybe it's popularity at school. Where do you find your security? So then I'm going to come up with a follow-up question and ask you this. If you were asked to give up that security, would you? Could you? Could you give it all up to follow Jesus? See, in Matthew, we read of this rich young ruler, this man, and he approached Jesus, right? He wants to follow Jesus. He's heard about the signs, the wonders, the miracles. He sees the compassion and the love that Jesus has for everybody. He wants to follow him. But Jesus knew the true heart behind the man's motives. Come on. I was just talking with Sergio and Kelby the other day about when you're in relationships or you have friend groups and stuff, you always question motives. I always question motives. And here's the thing, motives aren't always bad. You could have a good motive or you could have a bad motive, right? But there's always a motive. So Jesus knew the motive and the priority behind this man. And he said, "Hey, if you want to follow me, go and sell all your stuff. Give it to the poor. Then come back and follow me." Now, here's the thing. In the word it said, when he was turning to leave, the rich man was sad. He was disappointed, right? He knew in his heart of hearts, he couldn't do that. He couldn't give it up. He couldn't give up the status. He couldn't, because I'm sure with the money and the wealth came the status, right? People knew who he was. People knew how much money he had. People knew that he put on the best parties, right? This kid, in his heart of hearts, knew he could not do that. So why? Why? Well, because his security was in his status. His security was in his money, right? The idol in his life was money. So I'm going to ask you this. So what idols do we have in our life? What is it that we can't give up? What is it that we don't want to give up? Because Jesus is saying, give up everything, follow me. And a lot of us, come on somebody, I'm even talking to pastors and preachers out there. If God said, give up your church, give up your ministry and follow me, how many pastors would actually do that, right? How many people who own their own businesses or have the career that they've dreamed about, the dream job, right? And God says, give it up and follow me. How many people could do that? What are we willing to sacrifice to follow Jesus, right? But here's the flip side. Witnessing this verbal exchange, the disciples were a little disheartened, right? They became unsettled. And so they came to Jesus and say, why would you say that, Jesus, right? What will others think? You're probably going to lose followers because that's not, when you're saying give it up and follow me, man, that's not a popular thing in today's society. It wasn't popular back then. It's not popular now. But recognizing their concern, Jesus explains how difficult it is, right, to give up things that take the place in our heart above God. above Jesus, above the things of the Lord, right? And that could be sports, that could be TikTok, that could be friend groups, that could be a boyfriend, that could be a girlfriend, that could be a husband, that could be a wife. And we're not saying give it all. I mean, that's not what we're saying. Like, go tell your parents, sell a house and stuff. That's not what we're saying. It's metaphorical. Where's your heart, right? Sergio preached on it. Where's your heart? You're going to hear us pounding on that over the next few weeks of where's your heart? Because if you want to follow Jesus, you got to say no to some things in order to say yes to him. Choosing to follow Jesus isn't easy. That's why I have in my notes. It's not easy. It's not for wimps. It's not for people who aren't committed. It takes a commitment, right? So, when he's saying is he wants you to give up things that have your heart so he can have your heart. Let me say that again. Jesus is wanting you to give up things that have your heart so he can have your heart. So I want to ask you this in closing. Where are you putting your trust? Where are you putting your security? Where are you putting your hopes? Who are you putting your hopes in, right? In your dreams, your security, right? Is it in the things of this world? Is it in relationships? Is it in things that are going to pass away? Friend groups that are going to come and go? Boyfriends and girlfriends that are going to come and go? Or are we putting our trust and our security and our hope in Jesus Christ? It's a one-time decision that we have to make daily. Come on, somebody. When God says, take up your cross daily, it's a decision daily. So what decision are you making today? What decision are you making today? They just started. Let's go, right? So will you walk away from Jesus disappointed, or will you be walking away with Jesus? Until next time, hey, we love you guys. Peace and prayers. God bless. I'll see you next week.